Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chris with Digital REM, and in this video we're going to start to get into some of the sexy stuff as far as the body of this website. So with that being said, we're just going to hop right into it. Let's go. Alright, boom, so we're leaving off exactly where we were before in the previous lesson where we went over the menu items. So with that being said, we're going to start to talk a little bit about the body and start to build out this home page. This is mainly the thing that you probably came for, like how do I build this website? But again, we covered some of the things that you need to know so you understand what's going on right here. So with that being said, this part that we colored gray is considered the body of your website. The body essentially being this is what this is what this page consists of, right? This is the footer, this is the header, this is the body, right? And you can change the color on the right side here. If you don't see this element, if you don't see those options, if you simply hit this arrow button when you have it selected, it'll open an inspector and that'll give you all of these different options for whatever you have selected. So that's across the board. If you have something selected, you would more than likely have options here for what you have selected. So what we have selected is the body of the website, and what we'll do for easy visibility is go ahead and change the body color. Let's change the body like purple so you can see the difference. We have the purple, that's the body of the website, and we have the footer and the header, right? Now, one thing I want to do is really want to make this footer. Well, let's not do that right now. Let's stay on task with the body of the website, right? I want to kind of make the footer smaller, but let's just stay on task with the body of the website. So one of the first things that we do when we are working on the body of the website is that banner image. That's one of the funnest parts of the website, is that banner image. As soon as somebody lands on your site, what does that banner image look like? I'm just going to show you how to set your banner image up right here, right now. Let's go. All right. So one thing you want to do once you have the body selected, go ahead and hit that plus sign, right? Now, when you hit the plus sign, you'll notice you'll have all of these different options for your website that you can add into your website. You have sections, you have containers, text, layouts, so on and so forth, all the way down the list. So simply, you can just click until you find what you're looking for, like sections. Sections has a whole lot of different options that you can choose from that are pre-made. These are pre-made options that you can choose from. Right? So let's say we want to choose one. Well, actually, I'm gonna choose one and then I'm gonna create one. So let's say we want to choose one. Let's say we want to choose something like this. I like this one. It doesn't feel like a header. It feels like a section more than a header. Now we can go ahead and delete this body because now we just created all of it. Everything below the header, below the header and above the footer is considered the body. And we just created a new section. So essentially, when you select this section that's part of the body, even if you want to click here, add elements, you can click here to add an element too, or add a section. And now you would have a section above the section that you had selected, or you could do that vice versa. If you click the plus sign below it, it'll add a section below it, so you can start to build out your website. And again, this is a pre-built part that we selected. In the pre-built part, see, it has sections already made. So this is a section. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. If you make a mistake like that, if you hit the back button here, it'll just undo what you did last, right? So don't get frustrated. Just be like, all right, I need to undo it. You just go up here, hit that undo button, right? And redo is the other one. So again, that's not a banner. That's more of like a right below the banner. So what we're going to do is create a banner from scratch. I'll show you kind of how to get to the banner, but let's create a banner from scratch. And again, you can select any of these, or you could build one from scratch. And I'm going to build one from scratch so you can just understand the power of a section. At the end of the day, this is the power of a section. So this section is selected, and we're going to make this section into a banner, our own personal custom banner. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and add an image to this background. So let's find an image. If you have site files, if you have photography, you can find photography on your site files. Or if you don't have any, you can go and select one of these options, or as far as Unsplash, Shutterstock, or Media from Wix. And you can scroll through and find something that you like. What we'll do is just find something that we like. So let's say cosmetology. Let's just do that for now, right? And we just add it. See how it just adds it just like that? 3D rendering of whatever this is, right? Looks like a doctor's office more than a, but anyway, of whatever this is, a 3D rendering of it. It can be a real photo of it too. And if you want to resize it, you simply just select it, go to where the line is here, and click and drag. And you can resize it to whatever size you want. So I would do something around this level here. And now you see this section is still a section. So now we can add some elements to it. So let's say we want to add some text. Double click on it. Welcome. Again, just like everything else, you can now see all of the inspect properties. So we're going to center this. I think that's all we need to do for right now. So centering, if you click and drag, you can see like these pink lines pop up, and that shows you that you're centered on the page as well. Centered on the page and centered in the actual frame. So just do it just like that. If you need to change the color of it, you just go here to color. Say we want, purple. Just like that. Or black. Just like that. Alright, so let's say you even want to add an image to this. So you can just simply, again, add element. Media. Show more. Brand elements. Again, this is why it's important to organize it. I hope it put it in the wrong section here. So you just click and drag, and you can drag it to the section you want. Now you see, if you click and drag, whatever section that you want to put it in, it'll highlight. So let's say I want to put it in this section, it'll highlight that section. So it'll assign it to that section. I want to put it in this section, and you see it highlights it. Now this highlight, I just drag it and let go of the drag. Now I can just drag the handles to make it smaller. Like so. I'm gonna get rid of that text. Something like that. Boom. Alright, so we have a banner. Usually in a banner, very, 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 very valuable to have always had it, highly suggested, but usually in a banner, you want to have a button, some type of button. Because sometimes people land on your site and they just want to do a thing. They don't want to scroll your site and read all your stuff and all. They just want to do a thing. Whatever you told them that you were going to do in your marketing, or whatever you told them that you want to do in your social media, that you want them to come to your site to learn this thing or download this thing or whatever the thing, or purchase this thing. They just want to do that. So give them the opportunity straight out the gate to do that. So again, we created a button. I think I went kind of fast because I was talking about doing stuff, but hit the plus sign where it says layout tools. You see buttons, hit button, and it'll drop that button right into the section we have selected, right? Now, you can change the text on the button. So let's say sign up. Now you can add the link to the button. So just like the link for the menu, it's the same thing. You can have a web address, you can have an anchor point, whatever the case may be, but it'll give you a link to go to. So when somebody clicks this button, it'll go somewhere. Right now, we will just keep it at none because we don't have any pages or anything set up yet, and just leave it like that. Now it's hard to see that button. Contrast is very low because the couch or the chair is white, so we're gonna just flip it. Go ahead and add the background color here. Gonna make that purple. We're gonna make it purple to match kind of the logo a little bit. We want to make the text white. So text, color, white. And you could change the text. So instead of it being so light, actually I like it light, but if you wanted to change the text, like you can change the text to something a little heavier, like heading 6. I like that. Paragraph 1. Boom. So you can have something like that. Again, you see it went away because we clicked off of it. If you click the button again, all of the options will come back. You can do the hover option. So when somebody hovers on it, we don't want it to turn blue. That's nah, we don't want that. We want it to turn probably like a darker purple, right? So when it's regular, it's like this. When somebody hovers over it, it's like that, right? Boom. And that's how you create your button interaction for your actual banner here. Now consider now when you do this, consider like now we centered this logo for the whole window, but now we have this button. So you want to also consider that this is design stuff, but you also want to consider that. So this logo with this button, where's the center? And it's not giving us that center with these two items selected. If you want to, you can stack them vertically. Remember we stacked in the previous lesson. So stacking is essentially grouping. So once you group them together, it'll give you a better gauge of where the center is. I'm gonna unstack them because I don't think it's necessary. I can pretty much eyeball it. I'm gonna put this D. I'm looking at right here to this, to that spacing, and then I'm gonna just split the difference on the bottom. Then I could just drag the bottom up to kind of, that just feels right. Boom, just like that. Now, if your situation is similar to this, where it's like, well, I think we could leave it here. I think we could leave. Well, let's just do it anyway, right? Let's say your situation is similar to this, where your image is kind of like it's conflicting with your actual logo or the graphics or the buttons that's on the screen. You want to increase the contrast by doing one of two things. If you have a dark logo, you want to increase the brightness. If you have a light logo, you want to decrease the brightness. So with that being said, of the background. So with that being said, we're going to grab the background. We're going to change media. Actually, can we? Or we can apply background overlay. That might be a better option for now. And do a background overlay and find one that works. You can do that and find one that works for you. If none of these work for you, because these are just adding more noise to it. I don't like that. It's already busy enough. I think it's too busy with all of that. So I'm gonna remove the background. But you see, essentially you wanna just reduce I turned down the opacity because the background's white anyway. But turn down the opacity so now it just pops off the screen a lot bigger, a lot more bold because there's more contrast going on here. Boom. All right, that works. That works. And I think this is a good place to a good opportunity for you to poke around and, just get familiar with some of these settings. And again, I highly urge you to poke around here and just see what's going, see what happens when you do certain things, mess around with these sections. I could tell you what they do, but again, we can go into options and all this, and I really want to draw this out. I want you to explore. So that being said, take the opportunity to explore when creating a banner or something similar to this fashion, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a banner. I'm gonna give you one tip that you can explore, right? And this is one of the tips that more than likely you're looking for. So you probably visited some websites where when you scroll, the background actually it seems like the background is moving and the foreground is moving at different speeds. It's called parallax. If you want to add that to your site, right? If you want to add parallax to your website, you want to go to I'm trying to give me a second to find it. Maybe it's in animation. Scroll. Add. No. That's not it. I'm guessing it's called sticky right here. Let's preview it. I guess it's just called sticky now. So boom. You see as the background, as we scroll past it, it'll just kind of stop scrolling and you scroll past it in a way. Like, go back to edit site real quick. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Take that back. So if you select this and again the properties, we can remove that sticky. I thought it was sticky, but you see what sticky does now. Again, you want to go ahead and click around and see what you find. But essentially, if you select the section and you go to the scroll effect here, background scroll effect, as you see, you have all these different type of options as well. But the background scroll effect, and you can add parallax, a reveal, 3D, skew, close up. We're just gonna add a parallax. Keep it simple, right? And what that parallax does is when you, let's go preview this. What that parallax does is when you scroll, as you scroll, you see it moves on its own, at its own speed. So it looks like, you know, you're looking through a window or something like that. Now you might notice, like, what happened to the chair? And I kind of like it like this better, but I'm gonna bring that chair back just in case you were like, man, it messed up my position of where everything was at. If it messed up the position of where everything is, you can go to right here where it says media and you see your image. We don't want to publish now. You see image and there's a focal point button right here. You want to hit that focal point. If you hit the focal point button, it'll change where your focal point is on the image. Which is changing it from left to right. I'm not sure why it's not changing it from top to bottom. Let me go to the parallax effect and see what's going on. Parallax. It has to definitely be something with fixed height, maybe. Show. Again, this is, like I said before, you want to poke around and kind of get a feel for how to do this stuff. And it might just try to start from near. Let's scroll up. I don't know. Go back to edit site. It's like I gotta figure this out off jump. Let's see if we add a different type of effect, what happens. One thing, again, poke around, try to figure it out for yourself. If anything, probably make it bigger. See what that look like. You know, I was just trying to get the chair in there, but again, you might have to edit your image to work. I don't understand why I wouldn't probably start from the bottom and give me more room at the top, but I'm pretty sure it's something I'm overlooking right now, and it's just because I'm trying to I'm streaming or whatever, or recording. Now, tying back to what I was saying also, if you change this color to the background color to black, you see it'll change it to the darker. So if you have a white logo, you'll be able to change that. Yeah, I'm not sure why the focal point isn't moving up and down. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. But you go ahead and publish when you're done ready. We call this site build. Preview. Done. So now you just scroll and it has that parallax effect. Perfect. It still looks good. Still looks good. So I like it. And now we have the body of our site and we have the footer here. So boom, there it is. You got to see exactly how to build some of the body of your website, how to add elements inside of the body of your website, and pretty much get it going just like that. Hopefully this makes you very curious to how to poke around and get in there and create your website for yourself. Again, you learn how to add elements, you learn how to add body, you learn how to add a section, you learn how to add images, you learn how to update the backgrounds, you learn how to do all of the essential things that it would take to create the visuals for your website or the visuals for your pages. So that being said, get creative, get in there, create some stuff, add elements, add some of the templated elements that they offer as well, and just get creative with your website. And hopefully, hey, this inspires you to do that one thing. Like I always say, do that one thing that takes you closer to goals. I'll see you all in the next lesson. Later, y'all. Peace.